In several areas of Africa known for AIDS outbreaks, the World Health Organization will begin clinical testing on a new drug extracted from pine nuts, and the Nagoya company that manufactures the drug is receiving increasing attention.
A substance extracted from the hull of pine nuts has been shown to have some effect on AIDS, and the World Health Organization will soon begin clinical trials in areas of Africa prone to outbreaks. A food products company based in Nagoya is involved in this project, and its president is hopeful that if the drug goes into full-scale production, it will create a new industry for the area. This is lignin, a molecular compound extracted from pine nuts. Researchers at Showa University tested the effectiveness of tea made from pine cones, which was said to be good for gastrointestinal disorders. And they discovered that lignin suppresses activity in the HIV virus.
試験管内のあれですけれども、エイズを培養してですね、でこれをやりますと直接そのエイズにくっつく殺すと。だけど我々考えてますのは2つの力があるんじゃないかと。で1つは直接ですねエイズをやっつけると。もう1つはこのリグニンを体の中にやると体の中の抵抗力ですね、これができてそれでそのエイズを繁殖させないようにやるというふうに2つのそのメカニズムっていいますか、それを考えています。
President Masayoshi Yoshihara of Sansho Company in Kusunoki, Nagoya, learned of Showa University's research efforts on television, and he thought of a process to extract lignin from the shell of pine nuts.
これをこういうふうに殻を割る機械を考えるのにちょっと15年かかりましたですね。この殻をですね我々は毎日1トン以上も出ますのでね、これをもうどうしようかと思いました。それで昭和大学の先生にお話をしてですね、この殻から抽出することを覚えたわけです。で抽出したその物質があるわけなんですけれど、その物質がいわゆるエイズにも効くとか、と言われておるわけでございます。
Subsequent research by the National Institute of Public Health has shown that lignin is also effective in controlling the influenza and herpes viruses, and perhaps can even be used in the treatment of cancer. Also, because it has few side effects, the World Health Organization has plans to begin testing new medication made from the hull of pine nuts in areas of Africa like Zambia, where there are many afflicted with AIDS.
WHO の事務総長っていうのが日本から出ておりまして、でその方が日本にいらした時に話して、で向こうはよくこの話もご存知で、これについてアフリカでWHO がクリニカル、トライアルって言いますかね、臨床試験をやってあげましょうという話になって、現在どういう格好でどこでどういうふうにするかということをそのうち連絡するから待っててくれということで、現在待ってる状態なんだ。
Sansho Company, which holds the patent on the machinery for hulling the nuts, stands ready to begin full-scale production and is hopeful that a new industry will soon be born in this town.
Interest is growing over the possibility that pine cones contain substances that have anti-cancer effects and can suppress the growth of the HIV virus. Researchers at Showa University have found an extract from the hull of pine nuts has anti-cancer and anti-AIDS properties, and there is hope that a new drug will be developed. Furthermore, a food products company in Nagoya is preparing to introduce a new health product which contains the polymer taken from pine cones.
須内記者です。
This is KS6, a substance extracted from pine cones. At Showa University's School of Medicine, in the first Department of Biochemistry, research has been conducted for the past 3 years analyzing the effectiveness of an old local cure of drinking a tea brewed from pine cones.
うちの家内の母が、長崎の出身で、民間伝承でよく知られていた五葉松の熱水抽出液の中に、が非常にその胃がん肝臓がんに効くという民間伝承があったということで、それで10年ぐらい飲み続けてたということで、結局その抽出液の中に何か入ってるんじゃないかということで始めたわけです。
KS6 is a molecular compound that is acidic and contains several polysaccharides. It is found not only in pine cones, but also in the hulls of pine nuts. In research conducted thus far, it has been shown to have anti-cancer properties, and in laboratory tests, it has successfully suppressed activity in the HIV virus.
性がん効果のある2つの物質、我々は KS6、KS7 と呼んでますが、これは偶然にも試験管内でエイズウイルスの増殖を抑えることが分かりました。でこれが去年の4月以降の話ですけど、で現在はそのエイズウイルスのみならず他のウイルス、例えばインフルエンザウイルス、それから他のウイルスについても、10マイクログラムパー ml という非常に比較的低濃度で、完璧に、ウイルスの増殖を抑えるのが分かりました。
The research group is now actively involved in analyzing the KS6 compound to determine just exactly what properties it has that works to suppress viruses. And there is much hope that a new drug may be developed to treat patients with cancer and AIDS.
今いろんな獣医先生の助けを借りまして、ウイルス性の疾患にかかった猫、犬に対して今実際にやっています。でそれなりの症状の緩和も得ている知見を得ていますので、やはりその、犬猫レベルからさらに人へ持っていきたいということで、毒性実験を経てから臨床に持っていきたいと思っています。
By the way, Sunshow Company of Nagoya, which saw the potential in pine cones, is currently in the process of manufacturing a health food product called Matsukasa X. Until recently, Sunshow only packaged roasted pine nuts made from unshelled nuts imported from China.
でやっと日の目を見るような状態になったなということです。だから、我々は今これを大規模に販売しようということは、気持ちは持っておりませんで、もし皆さんが、健康を維持したいと思われるようでしたら、私の方へ直接おいでになりましたら、これはお受けします。はい。
Under the guidance of Showa University, Sunshow has taken the extract from the pine nut and produced 2 variations of capsules. With the potential of the pine cone largely untapped, Sunshow has a head start with its new health product.
須内記者がお伝えしました。
This is the pine cone from the Japanese white pine. At the base of each segment is a nut. Throughout China's 4,000-year-old history, its people have used the pine cone widely. We've come to China to learn for ourselves. This is Beijing, the capital of China. This is Tiananmen Square, the center of Chinese politics, much like the Diet and Imperial Palace area in Japan. A huge poster of Mao Zedong hangs at the front gates. This is a botanical garden outside Beijing. It is famous for its many pine trees. In one area of the garden is Hekiunji Temple, whose front gates are lined with pine trees and is a popular tourist attraction, always full of people. Especially on Sundays, the temple is so full one can hardly move. Look at the mound full of pine nuts. People keep coming in groups. Each bag contains 500 grams. People here pop the pine nut into their mouths. After sucking on it for a while, they bite open the shell and spit it out. Some even eat the shell. They eat a lot of it. We're told that this spot sells the most pine nuts in the region. Pine nuts can also be eaten raw, but here the nuts are first roasted. Nuts are roasted in a huge pot. The technique of roasting contributes to the tastiness of the nuts. It is also believed that roasting allows the extract in the shell to seep into the nuts themselves, giving it the properties that we have discovered, the ability to strengthen the body. During winter, the pine trees of Hekiunji take on a white coat that looks like snakeskin to protect themselves from the cold. By the way, how did the Chinese discover the benefits of the pine nut? Here's an ancient Chinese document. It contains writings of an herbalist named Li Ji-chin, dating back to about 600 years ago during the Ming Dynasty. It says, when this nut is eaten, the body is warmed and enriched and invigorated. It eases disorders like coughing and constipation and suppresses aging. When eaten for a long period of time, one can live agelessly. It is nourishment that is necessary for the elderly. In other words, from centuries ago, the Chinese recognized the pine nut as a health food that prevents aging. We're only beginning to uncover the secrets of the pine nut. With continued research, many more benefits are sure to be discovered.